I love bimbos, and every time they show up on my feed, I can't help but feel like I want to draw one. So that's exactly what we're going to do this week. So hi everyone, I'm Ward and welcome to my channel Wardrawsalot, and this week we're going to be drawing 4 different types of bimbos. So before I walk you through this sketchbook spread of the different types of bimbos that I've drawn, I actually want to talk about what a bimbo is for a second here. The problem is, whenever I look up the definition of what a bimbo is, it's very vapid, okay? And a lot of them are very outdated kind of, well, definitions of what a bimbo is. It's very rooted in, women being dumb and pretty, and I don't like that. Most of the time, sadly, bimbos are looked at, for their looks, not for their intelligence factor, but to be considered ultra feminine for some reason in this world is to be considered stupid. And that is absolutely incorrect. It's just another way to kind of, put a girl down, and that isn't right. Just because somebody puts themselves off as super feminine, and if they talk a certain way and act a certain way and like doing things a certain way, it doesn't necessarily mean that now you have been stripped of your intelligence because you act like a woman. So, I don't like that, which is why I like the idea of a bimbo. The fact that they are so confident and so instilled within their own beauty and do have their own emotional and social and book intelligence within them, and how they're willing to stand out because they are comfortable with themselves. I think that that's like a beautiful aesthetic. I don't think it's for the faint of heart because it does come with a lot of criticism and with a lot of harsh judgment, but that's why I love it even more, right? It's almost like such a counterculture to a degree because of the fact that you have all these negative afflictions kind of like joined up with you because of the way you act and dress and the way you talk, but you choose to be you regardless. I think that many different subcultures in this world truly, like, it's like art to its finest degree, right? You become the art yourself, from the accessories you put together, the outfits, the language you use, your body movements. Everything becomes like your own art piece because you decide to be you. It's such a beautiful form of expression. There's no other way I could describe it, just the fact that I do truly love it, and many other cultures or subcultures alike with it. Now that I've got that definition out of the way, I want to describe what I've done for these 4 lovely women on the sketchbook spread. Of course, all 4 of them have a different kind of look to them, but all play along with the bimbo aesthetic. So let's talk about them one by one, starting off with this one right in front of you, the modern bimbo. Of course, with all of these looks, there's definitely a hyper-femininity to them, and the modern one is not excluded from that. From the crop top with like cheetah print, to the jean skirt, the stockings, and the ribbons everywhere for the accessories, along with the big pink heels, and with the big poofy hair and very pink makeup. I think that this is like a nice modern representation of what the, day-to-day bimbo is as of now. I feel like the main thing that kind of almost separates the different kinds of bimbos or makes them unique to one another is the accessories that are used and how they're kind of played along with in the outfit. For example, this main feature in this outfit was a pink ribbon. So we put it as a choker on the side of the jean skirt, up the leg where the shoes are, and even like a little garter along her thigh. I feel like the accessories very much play up the outfit and give it more oomph, as you can say, and I feel like they almost always call back to a makeup look or the outfit itself, or if the outfit doesn't match, then at least it has some kind of vibe to it. Now, not all bimbos necessarily have to wear pink, but that is, I feel like, a very staple color within the bimbo world, because pink is a very feminine color, and it definitely does play off of that. I also feel like because this is the modern one, more modern accessories are going to be attached to her, like something like ribbons, or more of a makeshift accessory compared to one you would buy at a store and then kind of play up. Now, keep in mind, everybody does an aesthetic differently. It doesn't just mean this aesthetic, could be any subculture aesthetic. So if somebody does something differently than to what I describe, then that's perfectly fine. Maybe mine isn't an accurate description either. Regardless, I think it's a wonderful way to express yourself, so yeah. The next one I kind of want to describe is more of an early 2000s bimbo. Now, I don't want to use the word Y2K, so I don't get like sniped across the room by the Y2K fanatics. Especially because I don't think that's necessarily early 2000s. I think it's late 90s. I'm not sure. I didn't look that up, so don't quote me on nothing. But I'm gonna go with the early 2000s bimbo here. Now, some people call it also the trashy bimbo, but I don't like that word. It's, again, another way to just kind of degrade an aesthetic or make it seem like it's dumb because of the look that they want to approach to it. It's also because it's probably rooted in some other things, let's be real here, besides of what it actually is. But it is indeed not trashy. I like to call it early 2000s or classic bimbo, if anything, just because that is, I feel like, where the ideal of one kind of kicked off, is the early 2000s party girl era, and it kind of, I feel like, skyrocketed from there. Now, let's kind of talk about her for a second here. I feel like one of the staple haircuts, especially for the women of color community in the early 2000s, was definitely these two big puffs on their head, the like afro puffs, and I saw them everywhere growing up, like on every girl. And then to accessorize that would be these butterfly clips that you would see attached on like a little band, and then the wings would be able to be movable, so like when you'd walk, the wings would move. I feel like that's like so early 2000s, and then along with the bimbo aesthetic makes sense because a lot of the accessories, like I stated before, are of that time and how they're kind of played up with the outfit. So a butterfly clip was definitely needed. I wanted to make sure I included things that are like jewelry, because I know they're very heavy on jewelry, the bimbos in general, along with long nails because it's a part of the femininity trope. We also have one thing that is definite, okay, this is like without a shadow of a doubt, was a thong showing. This is like the most common thing or theme within all of these bimbo aesthetics, is that they all show skin somewhere. It's usually either the chest, the stomach where the thong would be, legs, like there's something showing at any given time. And again, I think that's just the ability to be comfortable in your own skin, which is why it's so played upon within all of these outfits, but within the same aesthetic. I definitely had to put her in a juicy tracksuit. You know me, I had to do it. It was right, because that was such a staple outfit in the early 2000s. If you wanted to go somewhere like dressed up or dressed down, this was the main thing to wear, along with the fact that in, the bimbo culture, having a pink juicy tracksuit was it. It was it. These slippers, you can't tell, but in my head, it's them Chinese slippers. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that had like the mesh on them with the little flowers, and they were $1. And everybody had one in a different color because they were so cheap. So you'd have like 10 of them in like the entire rainbow, and they matched everything you had in your closet. For her, I wanted to play more of a rosy pink color just because I felt like with her skin tone it would look absolutely gorgeous. Makeup is pink, of course. Lipstick, I went with more of like a dark maroon kind of thing going on because it would suit the skin tone really well, and it would play along the fact of the early 2000s where there was a lot of outlined lips or darker lips, because that was just the style. A lot of bimbo aesthetics are very much of their time, so you have different accessories and different things being played upon at all times because of the fact of the era that they're in. Now I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I went from a modern and a 2000s one, which is more of a, I'd like to say, I guess generational bimbo, where it's like a different decade and like, you could see the differences between the two. Now I moved over to a more of an aesthetic, right, where it's like, or a subculture. In this case, it's a goth, so this is going to be a goth bimbo. Now, I don't know if a lot of you know about goth culture or the subculture within it or anything about it. I know it's based off of a music genre, and then from the genre, the taste developed into the style of clothing that they have today. And there are many, many different types of styles of goth. There is no one goth that is like the main staple one. There's probably the more known ones, like a traditional goth or something along the lines of like a vampiric romantic goth, because that's the ones that are shown in media the most. But there is an extremely vast range of different kind of goth styles, and how each one plays along the music, and how absolutely like intricate the subculture is to the outfits that they wear. For my goth bimbo here, I really wanted to make sure that I was playing both subcultures together like harmoniously, and it's because I didn't want one to outshine the other, but instead I wanted them to kind of couple each other nicely. So what I did was an outfit that is kind of like a dress that is very short, because again, skin is going to be shown at some point in any kind of bimbo outfit. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but I definitely feel like that's a part of it, with the whole confidence being instilled into it. This dress that I decided to draw is definitely more so of a corseted one, and I feel like corsets are such a huge thing in the goth wear. It's one of the staple clothing pieces that I feel like nearly every goth person has. Along with that, a nice big chunky belt that kind of goes under it, while the dress kind of pleats outward with these little pleats that are kind of frilly at the bottom to kind of give it a little breakage within all the black and gray. And I think that it just honestly looks super cute. The long like bat sleeves or bell sleeves, however you want to call it, really kind of, I feel like, push the goth aesthetic, but at the same time is very feminine in general. It's a very feminine look in my opinion. Like whenever I see goth wear using those big bat sleeves, I'm like, okay, that's so ethereal. It's like beautiful, right? Because it's like so long and drapey, and it calls such wonderful attention to the outfit that I love it. The boobs being pushed up, of course I have to, it's me, come on. I tried to make sure I put in the goth makeup as nicely as I could. I played up with a lot of grays and the black lipstick. I put her hair in like a ponytail to kind of bring out more femininity, you could say, quote unquote, even though I believe that the outfit alone and everything about her is already super feminine, but there's a cuteness aspect that kind of comes back and calls in. So I feel like that it was juggled pretty properly, and of course the shoes were big black chunky heels, and she has a kind of like black garter belt around her thigh, and I loved how it came out all together with her. I was a little scared at first to make sure that I got it right, but I definitely feel like I did. Last but certainly not least is the beach bimbo. I feel like the beach bimbo is one of the most like what comes to your mind things when you think of a bimbo. The tan skin, the blonde hair, the like skimpy swimsuit or like really showy swimsuit, and the like look that comes along with it. I feel like it's very rooted in probably like Baywatch or something where it was like everybody thought that this is how it was supposed to be because of, I believe, Pamela Anderson. But besides that, let's walk away from that topic because that's a whole nother topic. That's what I kind of wanted to play upon. I did want to give her an outfit or like a swimsuit that was kind of playing upon the idea of very comfortable and cute, but at the same time very almost like sexy as well. It has kiss marks on it, and the way it covers the boobs and then kind of drapes downwards as well kind of gives it like a peekaboo ideal with it. I gave her these huge sandal wedges that were red and with red nail polish on her toenails and fingernails because I thought that that would be really cute matching up together. Of course, I don't think that, you know, the blonde bimbo is actually swimming. She's more so tanning in the sun, having a good time, talking with her friends, and, you know, just chilling. But for the most part, that's what I really wanted to play out. I did put a Playboy bunny on her thigh like a tattoo. And that's because a lot of the time Playboy was synonymous with bimbo, the idea of basically this, the blonde hair, the big boobs, and the quote-unquote vapidness of it all, but not vapid in my opinion. So yeah. I wanted to give her that because it kind of plays along with the aesthetic of the beach bimbo. All of her accessories, like her little bracelets and bangles or her little hair clips, are also red to kind of match back into the outfit. Oh, and the heart necklace. I also finished her off by adding white highlights to her skin, mostly because I think that if you're at the beach and let's say you are using a tanning lotion or a sunscreen or something, it definitely would look shinier because the sun is hitting it. So I made sure to kind of give the skin some life in that aspect, where if you are outside at the beach all day, I feel like you're going to get some kind of a sheen to you, even if you don't necessarily go in the water, but from the lotions and stuff that you do use. As you can see here, she is definitely plus size, and I wanted to make sure that I did at least one plus size bimbo here, but all of them have a different kind of body type, which I appreciate very much, because a lot of the time, aesthetics are put together with a certain body type, like bimbos and being skinny, and that's absolutely ridiculous, because anybody of any size, and of any race, and of any whatever, can be a bimbo. It's an aesthetic. You don't have to be a certain mold in order to fit into it. It's especially when it's something like this that is just about mostly being comfortable with yourself and promoting femininity. So yeah, I really just wanted to make sure of that. After finishing all of them, I went around all of them with hearts in their like respective color. Red for the beach girl, black for the goth girl, rosy pink for the early 2000s ones, and more of a pinky pink for the modern bimbo. All of them look fantastic. I cannot pick a favorite one, and it's driving me insane. I love all of them for the way they look and how they came out and how they definitely give off the vibe that I was going for. I honestly can't pick a favorite one, and if you guys do have a favorite one, let me know, and also let me know if you think that I did all of these girls justice here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and remember, I love you. Bye!